Well, hello everyone, Spencer here, also known as ScreenSpeak, and in today's video, this is my Amazing Digital Circus full series review. So without further ado, let's discuss. Alright guys, so after 3 years of 9 episodes and about some runtime, I'm gonna say that the first 4 episodes are 25 minutes, and the next 4 episodes are 30 minutes, or the first 5 are 25 minutes, the next 3 are 30 minutes, and the last one's an hour. That's crazy, right? It's crazy, right? Anyway, so this series was really crazy. Like, I loved it a lot. Like, I didn't first get into it. Like, this Hell of a Boss and Has Been Hotel are spectacular in my opinion. I got into Has Been Hotel first. I know this is Glitch, and like I like Murder Drones as well, but the ending of that was like kind of not, like, it was like, oh, okay, out of left field, I guess. This though, where this is still Glitch and it's not related to Has Been or Hell of a Boss. The Helloverse is different, but I'm just saying YouTube animated series like this one really swung for the fences. And I love Has Been Hotel because it's musical related, and these musical demons. It's in the hell. I'm like, I love this. Right up my alley. This is right up my alley. It's just bonkers and crazy. And the stuff that they do in the Digital Circus, I've never really talked about this on my channel, but I got into this last year. In one of my my nerdy group, a pop culture group back at college, some people were talking about it, and I was like, oh, okay, it looks kind of cheesy. At first I thought it was for kids, because I saw like the Jester, and I was thinking, I don't know, I saw like at the same time, I saw a picture of the Jester of Pomni, and then I saw a picture of the miraculous, what is it, like the ladybug or something, like on, and I was like, oh, these things are similar. They're both animated, and they both look goofy. Like, they both have like these weird prints, and the animation confused me because I was really like, oh, the miraculous ladybug thing, that's pseudo for kids. She's older than like Sophia the First. I'm just saying this because I see them both on Disney Plus, but the miraculous ladybug, I was like, hear people say, oh, there's that show, The Miraculous Ladybug, and you're gonna get a movie. And then this Digital Circus, I was I was like, oh, okay, everyone's talking about it. There's hype for it, so I might as well watch this. And I watch it, and I go, huh, I'm not going to say the word charmed, but I was like, yeah, why didn't I watch this when it came out? Or earlier, like when other people told me about it. So there's that. And the fact that they took this, and the first 5 episodes were on Netflix, and then they kept making them, every so often. They didn't just like rush it out, put it all out at once. They made people wait for these highly animated episodes, like tremendously animated. And once they came out with the 8th episode, they said, you know what we're gonna do? We're going to put out this hour-long episode in theaters, but put the 8th episode together with it and put it out in the theaters. It was a tremendous idea. Putting that in theaters, Backrooms, Obsession, made more money than the Mandalorian movie did. I'm astounded. Even though I enjoyed the Mandalorian movie. But, you know, and I hate the complaints where people are like, this movie made no sense. It didn't make any sense because none of the characters were, like, motivated or made any sense. I'm like, yeah, because you didn't watch the first 8 episodes or the first 7 episodes before the 8th episode that started this movie. It's called a movie. They put it in theaters because if fans of the whole entire show would be watching this in theaters. That was the goal. That was the point. But people who had no idea. See, my problem with this is people that are reviewing it like that haven't seen anything. Haven't seen any of it. They should have gone back and done their research, gone back to watch it. So if people thought this was a literal movie, calling it the last act in my opinion, is great because it's like the finale. But most people would say, or most people are going, I have no idea, I'm so confused. Rightfully rightfully so. So, again, it's just dumb. Like, don't review something if you're not going to do your research. That's all I'm going to say. So, there's that. It's like saying, okay, you went into Endgame. Like, yes, they tie a lot of things together, but it's like saying you're watching Endgame and you're so confused, right? Similar. I know people say, oh, I watched Endgame and I understood everything. Cool. Good on you. I'm glad you did. But this is different because it's an animated series on YouTube. So, there's that. I can't believe the weekend I had because I watched this on Friday night and then I saw Toy Story 5 the next day. So, literally, I'm wearing the shirt. But I got emotional at this. I got emotional at Toy Story for different reasons. They're not the same. But, I got emotional at this because, spoilers back again. Jax, the whole final episode felt like we're going to tie everything together. We're going to not like throw everything at the wall, but we're going to do the best we can to land this. Now, they don't answer everyone's questions, but I think that the mystery there, like the way they ended it, satisfying. It's very satisfying. And any other questions people may or may not have had is kind of just thrown out the window. It's kind of gone. It's like, okay, well, this is the way it ended. Similar to Stranger Things, I feel like this was genius. Like, I almost am like, do I need to put the Amazing Digital Circus in my top 10 shows? Because, man, this was quite a revelation of a series and a satisfying end. I mean, they do play D&D in the final episode. But the way Jax's story, like we learn more about his backstory, the bringing with Froggy Frogger, what was her name? Her name was Ribbit, by the way. Learning more about Jax, Ribbit, being friends with them, being friends with Ragatha at the time, and Kaufmo, the clown that abstracted in the first episode, and learning all that, and him talking with Ribbit, and saying that, no, that wasn't a true story, it was just something out of a Hallmark movie, having arguments with that. Having him abstract, I got emotional with that, and the just emotion at the end with them sharing Kane showing them who they really are in the real world, and then the end credits of them all meeting up at that bus stop. I started crying like when they're like, we don't know what to do, when Ragatha said that, and oh my god, this is a tearjerker. I mean, if any of you aren't crying, like as long as you accept that it was an emotional, it's really funny too. I laughed so hard at the Jax and Zubul oh gosh, what was it? The Wile E. Coyote Looney Tunes, like brief section of it, and the animation is like, we need a change of scenery. We're like, oh, like the eyes bug out. It was, oh my gosh, and it got me thinking. The Wile E. Coyote, the Coyote versus Acme movie, comes out this August 14th or something, 27th or something. And I'm looking at, I got my Looney Tunes Lego figures right there. And I'm just like, this really encapsulates or like can show what animation can be. Like I saw Toy Story 5, there's some brand new animation in that. Like we need more. I mean, obviously Spider-Verse is tremendous in its animation, but like YouTube, like there's this Glitch is astonishingly good in what it does. And I think more people need to learn from them. Like, this being put in theaters, Obsession and Backrooms really shows, like, Curry Barker, who did Obsession, is 26. Kane Parsons is 20 years old when he was 16 doing Backrooms on YouTube, and now is 20 to making a feature film. It's incredible. People need to support this. This type of, like, glitch animations that's been put in theaters, and these other young directors. I'm just astounded at what's going on right now. And I know people are like, oh, we're getting sequels like Toy Story 5 and Shrek 5. Except I'm not really into Shrek 5 right now. I'm more into Toy Story and Pixar. But Pixar, we're getting Coco 2, and who cares? And I'm like, we got Zootopia 2, great. Inside Out 2, great. Moana 2, made $1 billion. All these movies are making $1 billion because you're supporting them. The money goes to originals and other sequels. But I love things that like this can be out there, Obsession can be out there, Backrooms can be out there. But I could talk about this, like the tremendous amount, or I don't want to say amount of money, but the amount of positive, like the fan base that there is for this. You know what it reminds me of? It reminds me of Rick and Morty. You know how popular Rick and Morty used to be, and there's still a huge fan base. This guy, I'm part of the fan base for Rick and Morty. I'm loving this new season that's out, which I'll talk about once it all finishes up this summer, after the summer. But I love Rick and Morty for various reasons. I love the sci-fi elements. I love the adult humor in it that works for me, and the animation is quite clever. It's always growing. The animation is always evolving, but it's like that, right? There's a huge fan base for Has Been Hotel and for Amazing Digital Circus. And now that it's over, there's always, I'm a huge lover of Stranger Things. There's always going to be a fan base for Stranger Things, especially for Amazing Digital Circus. And now that it's done, I feel like similar to Stranger Things. It was so sad, but don't cry because it's over. Smile because it happened. You know, that sort of thing, right? Like, yes, I was emotional in the time of the episode, but I can go back and realize it's so much fun to have that, this content of this piece of content of media exist and see the tremendous power of the fan base and the creators had decided to put it to theaters, because it's like Stranger Things, right? Okay, it's on streaming. Actually, they did that too. I just had to think about it. I just totally had a revelation. I was like, oh yeah, they did put the finale out in the theaters. I was like, well, it's streaming, so they never did that. No, they did that. And that also speaks to one of my reasons I love Stranger Things a lot, is because they did that. Which they didn't make a lot of money, but I think that, I don't think Stranger Things made that much money in the theaters. I mean, I think it did well. I know people liked seeing it in theaters, but like for Amazing Digital Circus, for Backrooms, for Obsession, we right now are living in a great different time for theaters, for content, for movies. I'm not calling this Digital Circus a real true movie, but to see something in theaters like that, that's great. And I know people come at me or come at other people and say, well, what about The Boys? I'm like, you know what? I don't care about The Boys. I don't care. I'm glad it was in theaters. I'm glad people got to support it, but I would have much rather rushed to the theater to see Stranger Things over The Boys, but that's just me. But I'm sure lots of people saw both, and I'm sure lots of people saw the Amazing Digital Circus in theaters. So I'm super happy that this is, well, I'm not happy it's over, but you know what I'll say? This also was more emotional than Smiling Friends. Like, I would recommend this over Smiling Friends. And you know what? Smiling Friends is good, but there's something that speaks to, because I love adult humor, right? Like in Rick and Morty, or even Has Been Hotel that has adult humor. But there's something for this, right? And there's stuff in Smiling Friends that I love, absolutely. It's a great Adult Swim show, and I would recommend it to people. But I think if you're asking me, hey, is there some animated show out right now? I mean, like the Cusack, like Michael Cusack and Zach Cardell, is that his name? Who I think voices, Zach Cardell is the voice in Amazing Digital Circus, but the cast is amazing. But I would just recommend Amazing Digital Circus to anybody. Like, there's 9 episodes. It's easier, and I mean, I guess there's 10 minutes. The episodes are 10 minutes of Digital Circus, or of what's it called, Smiling Friends. But it's my vibe is Digital Circus. And the other thing is, when I started watching it, I was like, oh, this kind of has some Severance vibes, which I really like. Severance and How to Get Out of Here. And the way, like, the fact that they don't get out because it's just brain scans. Again, I say it's a spoiler review, and I don't want to say too much because of it. I want to, like, let you guys watch it. You're at the end. I'm like, oh, well, like when they deleted Kane in episode 8, I'm like, oh, this is interesting. The whole series, they're trying to get out, but you realize they can't. But they realize that they're okay because they're living in the real world when you see them in the real world. I'm like, oh, interesting. Because you don't really get that with like the first few 4 or 5 episodes until you start learning more about the lore and this and that. So it's really quite fascinating, and there's the crazy wacky adventures they go on, the way they try to get out, the reasons why they can't, the reason because Kane is an AI and why he's keeping them there, and just the final episode is tremendously, fascinatingly satisfying. It's emotional. I couldn't believe it. And this is one of these times that I'm going, we need more things like this. Because Backrooms, this, and Obsession are an achievement in movies and content today. So that's all that's all I think about this. I mean, let me know if you have any other thoughts, and I would be happy to reply in the comment section below about this. This is not really a movie, so I don't really know how to give this a score. I would just say, the whole thing is an A. I mean, I'm not going to say an A play. I mean, it's like, it's a series. I mean, it's just a tremendous amount of accomplishment. That's all I'm going to say. So, I enjoyed it. It's an A on the scale. I mean, I give lots of things an A, but I give lots of things. I mean, I wasn't disappointed. So let's say that much. So that's my thoughts on the Amazing Digital Circus. Let me know if you've seen it in the comment section below. And I've seen some cool reactors react to this. I've seen some great channels I subscribe to, like Kristen Harloff, Sort of Stupid. So be sure to subscribe to them if you want to see some reactions of the Amazing Digital Circus. Don't forget to leave a like, subscribe, follow me. Don't forget to keep calm. Don't forget to keep calm. Watch the screen. Peace out, everyone. Bye.